we greet between the pawn and store. Before we get into it, number one, you guys remember to hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, check out Bong Water Beverage Company. Bong Water Beverage is a THC-infused drink available in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. You must be 21 or older to consume in Minnesota. They have a special blending process that hits you fast, unlike other edibles. They have gluten-free options. They have sugar-free options. Check it out, Bong Water Beverage Company. There's a link in the video description. If they're not in your state yet, check out to see if they're going to be coming soon, because they are expanding and expanding fast. So again, Bong Water Beverage Company. Remember, you guys, don't hit the bong, drink the water. Bong water. And with that, let's get into a great video.
A date which will live in infamy.
Today is Pearl Harbor Day, December 7th. It has been 82 years today since the attack, since the event that ignited the U.S.'s involvement in World War II, changed the tides of World War II, has changed the entire world history. Had the United States never gotten involved, Hitler and Japan probably would have been successful. I wouldn't exist. My Jew ass would, well, my family line would have died out a long time ago. Man in the High Castle, one of my favorite shows. Terrible ending, but the fictional timeline is such a grim, starkly different reality from the one that we know today, and it's just fascinating to me to watch something so grim and just think about, oh my god, in a world like that, there'd be nowhere to hide. So this event, it really changed world history. It got the U.S. involved, and let's kind of briefly talk about the event and just talk about some factoids about it. Now, I will say part of why I'm doing this is I saw very, very little on social media today about it, about remembering it, and I thought that was kind of tasteless. The U.S. Mint today had a post that they made about this new Illinois quarter they have, because December 7th is, I guess, Illinois Day, and it's like, yeah, but more importantly, it's Pearl Harbor Day. Illinois. Illinois wouldn't exist if Pearl Harbor had never happened. Yeah, sure, one came before the other, but I don't know, I was a little irritated. I haven't seen much on social media, and although you guys are watching this after the event, it's good to remind people that it happened. It's very important. It's also, before I start, it's also very important to me because my grandmother, I spent a ton of time around her as a kid. She allegedly lost a fiance in Pearl Harbor, and the resentment she had toward the Japanese never went away. I heard some of the most insane, old-timey racist terms about Japanese people. I shouldn't be laughing. From her. I mean, you guys should hear what came out of her mouth when I first brought a Pokemon card into her house. But no, let's talk about Pearl Harbor. So contrary to popular myth, this was a surprise attack. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that the U.S. knew about it, wanted it to happen. That's not true. I mean, you didn't have to look that hard to see that they were up to something. There was a lot of preparation, a lot of training. The embassy in the United States, the Japanese embassy, was acting weird. They were burning documents in the days leading up to the attack. There was also no formal declaration of war. This was how Japan declared war was, yeah, by the way, we're at war. We just attacked your harbor and killed 2,402 of your sailors. Well, Americans. The Japanese fleet embarked on November 26, 1941, so it took almost 2 weeks to get there. They had 6 aircraft carriers and 408 planes to attack the fleet stationed at Pearl Harbor. At 6 a.m., Japanese submarines arrive off the coast, and then 10 minutes later, Japanese pilots take off from their aircraft carriers 230 miles north of Oahu. At 7:02 a.m., American radar picks up the Japanese planes, but they think it's a training exercise, or they think, well, that's weird, and they just ignore it. At 7:40, the first wave of Japanese planes strike. They're mainly torpedo bombers. And by 7:48, everything was under attack. The bombs are flying, the torpedoes are flying, the Japanese fighter pilots are shooting up all the airfields, and a lot of civilians. And at 8 o'clock on the dot, U.S. forces start to respond. They were extremely caught off guard. Obviously, this was a surprise attack, and like, what a horrific shock this must have been. And at 8:10, the USS Arizona was hit by a modified 16-inch shell, and this was the big explosion that everyone talks about. From about 8:10 to 8:40, it's just total chaos and bloodshed. The USS Oklahoma capsizes, and then at 8:54, a second wave of Japanese planes comes in to, finish the job, shall we say. And this lasts all the way until 9:45, so this attack lasts for almost 3 hours. 10 o'clock officially was when the last Japanese planes were done. They turned and went back to their aircraft carriers. And by 1 p.m., all of the Japanese planes are back on the aircraft carriers, and the Japanese fleet is moving out, returning to Japan. The U.S. lost 2,403 U.S. service people, civilians were killed, another 1,178 were wounded, and 8 battleships, 3 cruisers, 4 destroyers were damaged, and 188 aircraft were destroyed. If you ask me, it's kind of amazing that more ships weren't totally sunk outright. I mean, imagine if all of them had sunk, because a lot of these ships did get repaired and did go on to fight in World War II, and that was the whole Japanese effort, was to completely knock out the U.S. fleet in the Pacific to take all of China and, just keep up their imperial conquest. By the time the U.S. was and get back in the game, rebuild other ships, make new ones, it was going to be too late. But these ships weren't outright sunk, a lot of them. And as a result of that failure, see the Battle of Midway. Meanwhile, the Japanese lost 29 planes. All 5 of their midget submarines, we'll talk about this in a sec, were lost. 1 was captured, and 64 were killed. Now that midget sub, I guess we'll talk about that right now. The guy that was captured was the first Japanese POW of World War II. I guess they probably held him for the whole war. Now, after this attack, all this horrific bloodshed, the nation was so totally caught off guard. We then get Roosevelt's famous Day of Infamy speech, which, interesting fact, gang, he was on cocaine during that speech. They used to administer cocaine for, like, if you had a cold, if you weren't feeling well, and it'll wake you up. A couple more surprising, terrible facts about it. There's an environmental impact. The USS Arizona has been leaking oil into Pearl Harbor since 1941. These are known as the Tears of Arizona. I'm sure many of you know this, but there were a number of people that were trapped inside of the capsized ships. They suffocated to death. They died very badly. They could hear them pounding. There was no way to get to them. The hulls were just too thick to cut through, and they died very, very bad deaths. The USS Arizona got the worst of it. Of the 1,512 crew people that were stationed, 1,177 were killed. And the ship, obviously, is still there to this day. This also completely changed the US military. We kind of got away from battleships, or we stopped relying on battleships as much, and we started relying more on aircraft carriers, which will go on to play a hugely decisive role in World War II. Interestingly, the Nazis didn't really have an aircraft carrier, and it's kind of cited as a reason why they lost. I mean, there were so many reasons why they lost, but that lack of aircraft carriers, because they didn't think they needed them. They thought, well, we're just going to take Britain. We can fly right across the channel. The strategic value of aircraft carriers, obviously the Japanese had them. It plays a huge role in modern warfare. There was also a third wave that was planned. However, Japanese Admiral Nagumo decided against it because they thought, well, they know we're here now. We're going to take too many losses. Had they done that, actually, they really could have changed the tides of the war. That third wave probably would have further crippled the American fleet. And one final fact, Dory Miller, an African-American mess attendant stationed on the USS West Virginia, jumped into an anti-aircraft gun and he shot down several Japanese planes. He was later awarded the Navy Cross for his actions. So just really quick, with December 7th coming and going here, I just wanted to quickly do a little video about Pearl Harbor because, I mean, it's, like I said, its effects are still felt on me. It totally changed the course of the world. Oh, how you doing?
All right, you're sounding old there, mister. No, well, I don't have much here. I just got a few things.
Get older and older every day.
So this is it, man. I got some silver and some gold in here.
Okay.
And I'll let you kind of look through it.
Let's take
I drive by you guys all the time, and I'm like, well, I'll check you out.
Gander. Okay. Computer parts?
Yeah, no, that's just...
As I said, these I actually don't buy because I can't test them.
Yeah, nope, that's fine. I'm sure this is probably junk, too.
No, nothing's junk to me. Okay, jewelry. Yeah, this is junk.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's junk.
I'll still buy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even junk jewelry I'll buy.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Well, dude, I got a lot of that.
Well, you got $375 here.
What? Heck yeah.
There you go.
God dang, I could buy my wife something for like $50 for Christmas now.
There you go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 375.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
God dang.
You have a good day, sir.
Thank you, you too.
I'm gonna actually do really well on that. Because that was reading the room, and I knew that guy didn't give a It's mostly 14 carats, like 23 grams. Probably make about $400 on this did. What you do? Read the room. So you guys, we got this coin back here. Y'all might remember from a video 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I thought that this coin, we did the breath test. I thought this coin was not real toning, and sure enough, I was right. Uncirculated details, artificial toning. And the thing to keep in mind is, if it seems too good to be true, this applies to everything in life. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So hopefully everybody here learned a lesson. Do the breath test and be really wary with buying coins like this, especially if somebody's guaranteeing that it's real. Get that guarantee in writing because you can go back and sue them. We got some stuff to sell.
Yeah, I came here a week ago. I sold some other stuff.
Okay.
I told him I'd be back. I like to see what you did.
Oh, I try. Appreciate that.
I have a price in mind.
Well, I like the game. I've cut to the chase. How much you want?
$250 for all of them.
How many are there?
8.
It's 250 divided by 8. Yeah, you got a deal. Where'd you get all these?
I ordered them up and paid.
These are, okay, yeah, these are kind of hard to find. They only need, I think, 15,000. All right, yeah, you got a deal. That's fine, 250.
All right, man, thank you.
I don't know. Didn't have time for my AC or my AC, it's winter. Heater to shut off. Malta, Knights of the Past. These retail for like 50 bucks. I'll get close to it because they don't make these anymore. They did only make 15,000 of these, and that guy came in last week. I wasn't here, and he sold us a bunch of premium silver. God, for like 27 an ounce or something, and it was stuff that retail for like 40, 50. So cool. These, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put these on Shopify for just today. Visit pawnmanstore.com because I do this a lot. I do, things that just come in for a day. By the end of the day, these are going on Whatnot tonight. So pawnmanstore.com today. By the time you guys are seeing this, these are long gone. And Whatnot tonight. If you don't have Whatnot, once again, download using my code. There's a link in the video description. You get a free $15 if you don't have the app and you download it with my code. Again, you have to get my code. That Linktree link in the video description will take you to it. What's going on, you guys? We're Between the Pawn. I'm Evan. This is my gold and silver business. Once again, I want to thank our episode sponsor, Bong Water Beverage Company. Check them out if you're in Minnesota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, parts of Texas, parts of Wisconsin. It is a THC-infused drink designed to hit you fast. It hits you in about 10 minutes. Must be 21 or older to consume in Minnesota. A variety of flavors, options, gluten-free, sugar-free. So check out Bong Water Beverage Company's website, see if they are coming to your state. Also, you guys, if you want to support me, I could really use all the help I can get. I've lost some Patreons, so please support me in any way possible. You can become a super fan on here. We have now exclusive videos that we are posting for Patreons and paid super fans or whatever they call it, where it's like Pawn Hub, but only they get to see it if they're paying for it. $1 a month gets you access. You also get early access to my videos. I'm gonna start trying to blog more too. It's just a time factor. The holiday season's coming up. I got my don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay. Thanks, Tally.
Christmas sweater. I was gonna wear the holiday hat, but I don't look at hats. The holiday episode is going to be next week, and then we're going to do an end of the year recap. Because I have so much to talk about. I've had a really bad year. This has actually probably been the worst year of my life. So I have a lot to talk about. There's a lot to tell you guys about that I haven't told anyone about. And then I'm going to take a little break for mental health. I have a lot of back content. So I'm going to post like a Pawn Hub. I just recorded a Pawn Chat yesterday with 1 Minute Tours. He's a local celebrity. So there will still be some content coming out, but there won't be a video until probably the second week of January because I need to take a little break. I do have a subject for the holiday episode. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. It'll line up with what we did for the Halloween episode this year. And we are also once again donating to donorschoose.org. I almost did Wounded Warriors Project, but I've raised like $6,000 for them this year. And what happens is on my Whatnot auctions, first off, go to my Whatnot auctions if you're not on them. I'm now multicasting on YouTube here and Facebook, but you have to be in the app to be bidding. So what I'll do sometimes, I do charity items where, I'll hold up an ounce of silver or 2 ounces or whatever, and I'll say, you get the item, all the money of the sale goes to the Wounded Warriors Project. So in doing that, we've raised, like I said, about $6,000, maybe a little bit more. I gotta tally it up for that project, but I wanna do Donors Choose again. It's a 501c3 nonprofit that benefits teachers that need money for school projects, school supplies, whatever they need for their students, because teachers are heroes and they're underpaid, and it's pretty bad what happens to them. So this will be the 4th year in a row that we're doing this, but that'll be next week. And then, like I said, end of the year recap. And honestly, there may not be any deals in the end of the year recap. I might just sit down like this and talk, because I have, again, like I said, so much to go over, so much to say, some bad is happening I haven't told you guys about to me. All right, so let's get into the questions. And again, you guys, post your questions in the comment section below so that I have more questions to talk about. I didn't seem to get too many this week. Question 1 is coming in from Hypothermia9933. Do you have an eBay store? Yes, we do. Pawnman Emporium. Maybe I should change the name. That was a name I came up with a couple years ago. It's kind of silly now. Yeah, we're on eBay. I personally don't really like eBay. The fees are way too high. The feedback score is a gun to your head. Whatnot is just a better service through and through, but there's certain items that don't work well on Whatnot, like old vintage antiques, like expensive jewelry, that kind of stuff. I'm starting to put that on pawnmanstore.com, especially jewelry, so check that out. But if you want to get jewelry for the most part, or like all the cool antiques that I have, that's on my eBay, because eBay is a better audience for that. There seems to be an older crowd willing to pay money for high-end antiques. So link in the video description, that Linktree link down there, it will take you to my eBay, so will my website. Yes, I do have an eBay store. Buy from it. Honestly, if I sold everything on my eBay store in a day, I would have 0 problems right now. I'm basically not buying antiques or collectibles right now because I need to figure out my cash flow situation. Okay, so next question. I'm kind of rambling now. Question 2, coming in from Mike QN7XY says, do you know anything about stamps, brother? No, I don't know about stamps. I don't like stamps. They're a dead market. They're hard to sell. They're brittle. Apparently, I sold somebody a stamp a few years ago that was worth a few $1,000s, and I got like $2 for it because I had no idea what I was doing. I don't do stamps. I don't want to learn stamps. You know, I try to make everything cool. I would have a hard time making stamps cool. I really would. I don't think stamps are cool at all. Coins are cool, currency's cool, but stamps are stupid, I think. If somebody had a high-end stamp they wanted to send me or sell to me, I'd pass it along. Question now. Forge a passport. Trick them to hiring you as a department store center. Pop a Viagra every shift. Christmas comes early. Every day the little kids come in. That one sounded better in my head. Tick Monster Gal says, how do you think the U.S. economy will change in 2024? About that. You guys, to be totally serious, I am really, really worried about the state of affairs. I'm worried about the economy. We saw silver and gold massively rise this past week, and then they dip back down this week, but the spike that we saw in gold was unusual, and it happened over a weekend, which is even more unusual. I have been saying since basically I started making videos that we're that the economy is gonna break. It is a house of cards that we're seeing. Wall Street right now. I can't believe the Dow is as high as it is. That to me is bull. Well, the job market's strong. Yeah, you know what these jobs are? They're independent contractor jobs that chew you up and spit you out, like I can tell you from being an Uber driver. They're not good jobs. They're not sustainable jobs. They're not designed to be sustainable jobs. Amazon rips through people because they're designed as a company with how they have their workforce to chew everyone up and spit them out. They're actually running out of workers because everyone's getting chewed up and spit out and they're running out of people. Make no mistake, the job market is not good. I am waiting, you guys, for a line out my door of people selling everything. That's when you know we really got a problem. We're not quite there yet, but we are buying a lot more stuff and people are hurting right now. The economy is not good. Make no mistakes. So I think in 2024, with the catalyst of global events going on, all the crazy all the disruptive I think we're gonna have a major economic meltdown in 2024, and my God, I hope I'm wrong. Batten down the hatches, everybody. Get silver, get gold, get it now, get it from me, because it will protect you if bad happens in the economy, and I really do think that could happen. Now, don't put all your money into gold and silver. It's never a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket, but it does not hurt to have some. If you've never bought some, buy some, buy a little bit, buy $1,000 worth and sit on it. Good question. Okay, question 4. Playing into exactly what I'm gonna do when I'm done here. Question coming from Adam Lynch 9153 says, how on earth do you have time to go running? It's like my only thing that I have time for. If I don't go running, I actually have a hard time sleeping at night. I run, not every night because I'm getting old and slowing down, but I do run like 30 miles a week. And I go for 6 to 8 miles when I go. Really, it's a way for me to meditate and reflect and like calm down and think about things. I mean, sometimes like right now, because I'm dealing with a bunch of crazy it's been invading my thoughts when I go running. But usually it's an outlet for me to analyze my problems, think about things. You know, I do the thing that everyone else does where you have a fake conversation in your head, or like you reanalyze a conversation. You imagine, what if I'd said this? What if I'd done this? So I love going running for that reason. I almost always listen to music, and I almost always go running at night. Don't ask why, I prefer running at night. So yeah, I always make time to go running. Alright guys, well that'll do it. If you like this video, be sure you give it a thumbs up. Check out Bongwater Beverage Company and check out all my content like my Patreon, my Shopify store, my eBay page, links to get my books. I've written 4. All this stuff, my whatnot, you can get it in that Linktree link in the video description. Post your questions in the comment section below so that I have more to answer on the end of the year recap. And with that, you guys, I will see you back here for another Between the Pond. Later.